Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
How your lawn looks says a lot about you. So put your lawn care maintenance into the hands of someone who really cares. They're reasonable, experienced, reliable, licensed, and insured. They are Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio. Commercial and residential services are available all year long. Call or text them today for a free estimate. Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio. 419-708-0005. Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio. Hey, it is Smooth Tim and Larry E, and welcome to another hump day on Tim's Tidbits. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Chilling. Oh, I was going to tell you, too.
Chilling in Texas?
Yeah, I was on the weather Monday, man, because, it's cooler now. It went from hot to cool, and this weather's going up and down, so I kind of got like a early cold or something like that. So I wasn't feeling too good, but, I'm getting better now. But, the weather's kind of just chilling out a little bit.
Screwing with your sinuses.
Oh, it's kicking my sinuses, bro. It's starting.
That's the other thing about Texas is if you've got like sinus issues or allergies rather, it'll do a number on you.
Yeah, it's starting. So get ready for the sniffles, people. They're coming.
Otherwise, no. Hey, everything's good up here. I mean, man, it's been 60s in the mid 60s in the morning, maybe getting into the 80s in the afternoon. This has been freaking perfect weather, just like going into fall.
Okay.
So all the kiddies are back in school, right?
Yeah, the decent ones. The bad ones still out on the street roaming.
Well, they call it homeschooling. Hey, man. What are we going to talk about tonight? Oh, H2O, no. We talk about this. Doesn't it seem like on every episode or every other episode we're talking about they're doing something to our water, something's going on, one thing and or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I see now down in Mississippi, they had something going on just like they had in Flint, Michigan. What was that, maybe 10 years ago? How long ago that?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute. But I mean, it's just interesting that some things never change. Let's take a look at this video, see what they're doing down in Jackson, Mississippi, and we'll get back at it here.
In Jackson, Mississippi, school drop-off isn't just for the kids. It's also for the water. The entire city is facing a boil water notice, again.
We're told, don't wash your hair with the water, don't brush your teeth with the water.
Lakeisha Galilan worries about her 8-year-old.
Is she going to walk over to a water fountain and drink from that water fountain?
To be safe, signs are up at the middle school. They've been there a long time.
You can't remember a time when the kids could use the water fountains in the school?
I can't remember.
I honestly can't remember.
George Stewart has taught here for 6 years, a predominantly black, low-income school. On top of all the other challenges, water quality and water pressure are a constant battle.
At one point, we had to shut down for about 2 weeks.
When?
This was maybe a year or two ago.
In the middle of the pandemic?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Class went virtual. Kids fell further behind.
We have many students who consider some of our most vulnerable students who virtual learning does not help them at all.
The problem here, like so many other places, is failing infrastructure.
This is one of 2 water treatment facilities in Jackson, and the one largely to blame for the most recent citywide boil water notice. And officials still can't tell people when the water will be safe to drink again.
In 2020, an EPA report cited a long list of problems with the water system, including failure to replace lead pipes, faulty monitoring equipment, inadequate staffing.
There's been a failure to recognize this as a unified problem, as a problem both on the state and even at times the federal level, understanding that we lived in an aging America.
And
we always talk about infrastructure. We always talk about infrastructure. Where's the money going, man? The first thing you should take care of is the water. The body, 70% of the body uses is water, 70%?
Right.
And that's not even say drinking water, bathing, cooking with it, brushing your, I'm like, water is the most element on earth.
To what level is it that they say don't even brush your teeth with it?
Man, and it's crazy how these governments and these states accumulate all these dollars from taxpayers and from all these programs they have and all these other things they got going on, but you can't have adequate. And the crazy part about it, it's not adequate water across the whole country, certain areas, low-income areas. Here we go again with that. Low-income areas and these areas, black people, they got it, they don't have it. They happen to be black. I'm like, here we go. It starts all the way back to now. It's actually a racial thing going on there. They made it a racial thing because of the issues of the areas it's falling into. Not saying that the other areas not having those issues, but the bigger areas are affected or in the black or lower income neighborhoods, from what I've read and heard.
Well, and I think not just that we've discussed this prior. It matters what your zip code is.
Yeah, and it's sad.
It matters what your zip code is. But it's sad that you have failing infrastructure that happened in Jackson. It happened in Flint, where they didn't even tell the people until people got sick. Obviously, that's probably how it freaking happened in Jackson, Mississippi.
At least they told them. I'll tell you that. At least they told them.
Right. And how much of this is going on, and you don't even have a clue.
Man, what's the crazy part? When I was a kid, I grew up in 73, and you already know too. We drunk water out of lead pipes and all that crap like that. I'm like, if PCP didn't really, the piping didn't really exist, so how jacked up I was. So I'm like, change with times. I'm like, if it's a treatment plant and it provides water, change the pipes, use the money. The money is there. The football stadium, the college, or all these big events they have, all these people piled up in these stadiums, spend this money on a $20 hot dog, and you can't invest that money into a damn a water treatment plant.
Well, you can have a multi-million-dollar high school football stadium, but forget the water. And you're the one that brought it up. Lead pipes? Check us out. Lead pipes. I don't know why you brought it up, but I got you covered because you brought it up.
America, dirt is being dug as crews labor to locate and replace a hidden hazard, old lead water lines. These poisonous pipes came into national focus in 2014 when lead leached out of the water lines in Flint, Michigan. About 100,000 people were exposed to the hazardous metal, including some 12,000 children whose young brains can be stunted by the toxin, potentially impacting their IQs for life.
Concerned, angry, disappointed, frustrated.
8 years later, the Natural Resources Defense Council, or NRDC, estimates as many as 12 million lead pipes still carry drinking water to 22 million people in the U.S. But removing these old lead lines is difficult and expensive. According to the U.S. EPA, it costs an average of $4,700 to replace just one lead service line, and that's only if you know where it is. NRDC conducted a survey and found 40 states could not say exactly where all their lead pipes are located. So, with very little to go on, cities are often on their own, guessing where the lead lines are and spending thousands each time they dig, with no guarantee they're in the right place.
And they're saying, where's your lead pipes?
There's got to be some kind of indicator or something like that, man. What about the schematics when the city was built? They had to have some kind of city.
That's probably what they use as a best guesstimation, where it might be. Then, so they still know that they're delivering toxins to your house, that your family's drinking, washing with, bathing, brushing their teeth, and once we find out where it's at for sure, we'll remedy it. But
they say what 40? What was the number? 47 states don't even
46,
know.
40, yeah, some 40 odd some states, yeah. Have
I've
no idea.
Not to make fun of being up north, but I've been up north, and I saw some of those some people up there. I think they're drinking lead water. And I know for hold on though.
What you trying to say?
I know for a fact those guys there's in the back of the U-Haul truck from Texas were drinking
what
lead
you trying
water.
to say there?
But I know those guys back in that U-Haul truck from Texas, they were drinking lead water. They're some idiots.
Oh well,
I don't know nobody from up north. I was just messing with you.
That's the real concern is that there's health hazards, and if it's causing issues. And we know that, are they going to remedy the situation? Oh, yeah. But again, you brought up the very valid point. They'll probably do it by zip code.
Or by depth code, depth count.
But, and then, you look at the other thing. And, we talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the Colorado River and how they're going to start rationing that out. And I mean, that can be real freaking serious if you think about that, because that drives hydroelectricity. So, I mean, you got no water flow, you got no electrical flow. What you going to do?
High gas prices, inflation, no water, and no electricity. What is this world coming to, man? Lead pipes, kids being born with forearms, and people riding in the back of a hot-ass U-Haul truck with guns.
And then the water sources that we do have, it was interesting because I told you I was going to talk a little bit about these algae blooms and what's going on around the Great Lakes. So I did a quick Google search, and anybody can do it. You all can do it at home. Like the most polluted lakes in the United States. And it's like Lake Michigan and Lake Erie. And I'm like,
those are the grandfather lakes.
The Great Lakes. I said, these are some of the most polluted in the United States.
Those lakes been around for the longest.
And y'all are going to be, we're going to be dependent upon this. I mean, it's just like oil or coal or any other resource that these people are so goddamn concerned about. Water. Check it out. This is what's happening. I mean, all the time with these algae blooms, and then it toxifies the water.
An algal bloom is a rapid increase in the population of algae in a water system. What is the cause of it, and how does it affect the environment? Chemical fertilizers, domestic sewage, and industrial sewage may contain high levels of phosphates and nitrates, which are essential nutrients for algae. When the chemical fertilizers leach from the soil or untreated sewage is discharged into rivers, lakes, or the sea, the water becomes rich in nutrients. This is called eutrophication. With a rich supply of nutrients, algae in water grow rapidly, leading to an algal bloom. Algal blooms may affect the environment in the following ways. Firstly, algae do not carry out photosynthesis at night. They consume oxygen quickly during respiration, causing the dissolved oxygen level in water to drop rapidly. As a result, many aquatic organisms that require well-aerated water may die of suffocation. Secondly, the dense surface growth of algae prevents sunlight from penetrating deep into the water. Therefore, plants that grow underwater may not get enough sunlight for photosynthesis and die. The dissolved oxygen level in water is reduced. Thirdly, when algae die, their bodies are decomposed by bacteria, which consume oxygen in the water. This leads to a further drop in the dissolved oxygen level. Moreover, the bacteria may produce toxic substances during decomposition. These substances are harmful to other aquatic organisms. Besides bacteria, some algae also produce toxins. The toxins may accumulate in the tissues of aquatic organisms and pass along food chains through feeding. If we consume seafood contaminated with the toxins, food poisoning may result.
Ooh, basically, no fish, no underwater vegetation whatsoever.
No.
You can't swim in it.
No.
You sure can't eat it.
No. No.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
We had, and it does. I mean, it's interesting to see. You see a lot. I mean, and we're right up on Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, and you see a lot of algae blooms. You'll see a lot of dead fish floating because of the what it's doing to the water, and in fishing the lakes, you get some weird looking fish, and
like 3 eyes.
Occasion, I mean just. Yeah, we've pulled a couple in, and it's just like, is it because of, and obviously we're fishing up around Davis-Besse, which is a nuclear power plant, and around the Monroe power plants. So, I mean, is it because of the thermo waste? Because, they're using, obviously, lake water to cool the towers, this and that. Who knows what it's freaking doing? The farmer runoff, that's what they explained, the chemicals that the farmers are using, or just actually cities just dumping solid waste into the rivers and into the lakes.
Man, this world.
Oh, that's why, that's the race to the moon, money. Larry. That's why the race to the moon.
Man, all that money these rich people have in this world is not going to save them when the water is gone. And I'm pretty sure it's something they can do to treat that algae. Something, but understand this too, Tim. People want these luxuries. They want these luxuries. Without all these plants and chemicals and pollution and all this crap that's going on, we wouldn't have this shirt. I wouldn't look this fly. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have the pictures on my wall. We wouldn't have those guitars, that hat, that microphone. It's going to cost us something. So we can either go Amish, or we can find better ways to treat the pollution we're creating, or we can just shut the hell up.
Yeah,
deal with having 4 arms, 3 eyes.
Deal with the kids walking around looking like squids and shit.
Kids walking around with 3 legs and they walk in a circle or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
But
what can we do? Hey, once the Europeans brought those plants to the United States and they started industrializing us, hey, it was it. I'm like, industry is industry. It moved the country forward.
Yep.
I'm like,
Amish, you're right. Amish got something, They don't rely on any of that. I can just farm and I'm good.
But I'm telling you, like I said, all these rich people got this money. When all is said and done, if you don't know how to survive like you should, they ain't gonna make it. That money's gonna mean nothing.
Oh, interesting.
With no water.
And you see where the and this is on topic but off topic, where that Artemis mission got canceled over the weekend. They was gonna make that thing fly off, for the moon test mission shit, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And they got canceled because something with the rocket engines was going. And I find it interesting now. I mean, it's a lot of hype since now China landed at the South Pole, and that's where they hit of the moon, and that's where they had discovered that there's a water source there, right?
Ooh.
right? Because what they don't know how it got there. It could have been, from bombardment, but whatever. But being on the dark side of the moon, it stays cold, and all you'd have to do is evaporate it, and you'd have a water source, right? Boom. So that's why Elon Musk and all these people are trying to get to the south pole of the moon, because that's where the change is. And I imagine there's probably other resources up there. Who knows what samples showed that they brought back? I mean, I'm sure they didn't share everything.
Sample for destruction. That water's going to be worth more than money one day.
Be interesting, but obviously, if there's a water source up there, then boom, no problem. You can sustain life up there, because now I can grow plants. I can have animals. I can colonize as long as I got a water source. We can colonize.
Right. Get some water real quick.
Speaking of water,
man, I'm telling you, man, this weather, this Texas weather, they go from cold to hot.
But yeah, it's going to be real interesting. So and you look at and I would imagine that it's going to get interesting in the future. The players that get involved in who owns this type of mineral rights or whatever on the moon.
It's going to be rich people, but it's going to be appetite for destruction. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, it's not going to be allocated properly. It's not going to be used properly. Someone's going to be selfish with it, and they're going to form their little group with it, and then eventually it's going to be a war over it, and it all is have everything starts.
Well, I do know that they have. I'm trying to think what it was. Some type of a hydrogen that's up there that doesn't have a bad side waste to it, kind of like the nuclear waste we have now, where it has. A toxic side to it. I can't remember what it was, but I've seen something on that. And basically, so there's a resource that, my God, would be probably worth millions for whoever wanting to, mine that particular resource. And then who do you decide who has mining rights, who has rights to the resources on the moon, and who has rights to market that resource that you're bringing back from the moon?
It's going to be a war. It's going to be a big war. Watch. If it does
you've already got a lot of players in the game.
Yeah, listen, if we're alive when it happens, it's going to be a war amongst rich people, and the poor and the middle class people get pulled into it. It is going to be disastrous.
Now you'll be all distracted with the AI stuff that we've talked about before, right? Oh, look at what's going on with the robots and all this shit. While they're up there making billions and billions, mining all kinds of, resource and minerals and making mega zillions.
they doing something, man. You don't have those regular rich guys going to the moon. Would you be trying to go to the moon?
Yeah, I mean, let's put two and two together. Do you think they're going to invest that much money because there's not an end game?
If Trump goes to the moon, it's legit. Because, he got his hands in everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at the people that are investing the money because they realize that, there's a resource there that they could profit off of.
Yeah, and they're going to profit off of it. Because they're going to, what they do, they're smart. They're going to find it, make us want it, and make us need it. Okay, that's what they do to the people that civilized people. They really care about that. They find it, they make us want it, give us a need, give us a want, advertise it to us, promote it to us, and then they make us buy it.
Oh,
that's how it works.
Dope. Dope too.
Yeah, am I right? Yeah. They find it, make us want it, make us need it, and then they scare us into getting it. There's some tactics they use, a scare tactic. Oh, I got to get this, or I'm gonna have 3 arms or something.
Yep, so, got to go get the jab, got to go get the shot, and now we find maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it doesn't do jack shit. Look, I mean,
he has it, so I need it. Yeah. That family has it, so I need it. She has it. You know how people are, simple-minded. The Joneses.
You gotta be kidding.
They want to be like everybody else. People don't want to be like everybody else. Then they want to be like everybody else. They don't want to be left out.
Hey, speaking of things happening, did you? What do you think about Biden's canceling out student debt? Did you catch this on the news?
Yeah.
Where he signed it the other day. And I mean, I see controversy on both sides of this issue. You know, you gotta have. Let's check out the video first, and then come back and talk about our perspective of it, and then what we're hearing on the left and right side too. Cool.
Right.
President Biden wants to make your student debt disappear. I'm Jonathan Bloom, and here's what to know about the president's student loan forgiveness plan. So here's how the plan works. To qualify, your income in 2020 or 2021 had to be less than $125,000, or $250 if you're a married couple. Your loan has to be a direct loan from the federal government that started before June 30th of 2022. If you meet both of those requirements, the White House plans to knock $10,000 off your student loan balance. Or if you received a Pell Grant when you went to college, they'll double that and forgive up to $20,000. If you have any debt left, you'll have to start repaying it in January 2023. The Biden plan is more moderate than some other Democrats who wanted to erase more debt or cancel loans entirely. The White House says it's a compromise to help those who need it the most. They say the cost of college has tripled since 1980, and Pell Grants really haven't gone up at all. Those grants are need-based, mostly to students with a family income less than $60,000 a year. So that's who's getting the most help. In the next group, it turns out people who owe less than $10,000 are actually more likely to default on their loans than people who owe more. That's because people with smaller loans like that might not have finished college, or maybe they did a one-year certificate program but then didn't get a high-paying job afterwards. So if that sounds like you, the administration wants to wipe out your debt without giving a free pass to that third group of people, the ones with big graduate school loans who owe a lot more money but are now also earning enough to pay it.
It's fair, man.
I think it's fair as hell. And
I think the third group.
The Richie Rich.
Well, some people don't get lucky and get a high-paying job like that. But 9 times out of 10, if they got a high-paying job, the first thing they're gonna do is start knocking that loan down, because people with money don't want to have that debt.
Yeah, they don't want to carry that debt to income ratio.
Yeah, so you don't want it. So that's just more that I'm pretty sure a large majority of them already knocked out their debt, or they're knocking it out because they got the money to pay for it. So
yeah, you need
educated and knowledgeable.
They carry debt that they can pay off quickly. You know, something like on a quick loan, boom, and I can pay that off, boom, I can, so that they can continuously build their credit, right?
Or you can consolidate it to something else with a lower interest rate. So either way it goes, you can still win. Now, I think it's a fair trade, because I don't think you should erase everybody's debt. That's not fair for the taxpayers. That's not fair for our country, period. But they need help. I'm like, when you basically at the end of the day, it's a good fair move, because it helps some people. It helps everybody. And then think about the people that have that loan forgiven. They can put more back into the into the economy. Their money's being reinvested back into the economy now. So it's
that goes along because it's part of the stimulus program.
Yeah, it's going back into the economy.
I believe you're right.
The more you have to spend, the more you're going to spend, the more you're going to get back to the country. So either way it goes, it's a win-win for the people with the loans, and a win-win for the government, win for Biden, because everybody's going to win. More money. Less money to spend on loans, more money they have in your household, more money to spend on other things that helps out government, helps out small businesses, helps out the big businesses, helps out everything. So that's a smart decision.
Yeah, the one thing that I hear on some of the extremists, and we talk about these Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity's, and these people, their opinion of that, doctors and lawyers and these type of super productive people should be given this benefit, because, a lot of these people on these smaller ones are, they're not doing anything. And it's like, how can you have that viewpoint? So you still, you want to line the point, you want to line the rich. And you think, I agree with you that I think what's going to happen if you give a middle income individual $125,000 and under, they're going to spend the money. It's going to go right back into the economy.
Yeah, back into the economy. The money's gonna go back into the government. It's gonna go back into infrastructure. It's gonna go back into things like that. It's gonna go back into
The other guys may invest in
neighborhoods.
some Bitcoin or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. But extremists make me mad because when they were doing this what are the loans they were giving out? Remember those loans?
Yeah.
They had celebrities like rich people getting those loans, Puff Daddy's getting those loans. What's the quarterback name for Kansas City? Tom Brady was getting those loans.
Oh,
And then they got loan forgiveness. So if you can give a rich man or a woman or a person that's rich a loan, and then later say loan forgiveness for the whole amount, there was millions. Why are you worried about someone getting a forgiveness for $8,000, less than $8,000 to $10,000? They didn't gave loan forgiveness for millions of dollars for these loans. Was it PPE?
Yeah,
PPO, what was it called?
Yeah, right. And, what's funny is
right?
You're 100% correct.
Yeah, they forgave them for millions, but you worried about $10,000, $8,000.
I heard the same argument on a show over the weekend. Your exact same point, Larry, that you just made. So it's okay to bail these millionaires out that did these PPE loans, but this.
And my wife brought that to my attention because I wasn't even aware that they could get loans when you that rich, but they got them and they got forgiven for them. And then you happen to bring it up about forgiveness, and it just dawned on me now. They giving these people a hard time because they forgiving $8,000 for a middle class family that makes $100,000 a year, but you got these big name stars and football players and artists, entertainers, reckoning in they probably millionaires, billionaires, still getting millions of dollars with the loans. They got forgiven.
Yeah, like Mahomes and all them. Yeah.
Yes, get the hell out of here, man. See, that goes to show you that the rich always get
away with shit.
Yeah, that's why I say
they slippery, hard to make shit stick.
Yeah, it ain't always black and white because those are black guys that's rich getting that shit. And
right. Oh, yeah. No.
It depends. Yeah. No. So everybody's doing it. So it's not this money thing. Forgiveness is not even race thing. It's all about
zip code. Zip code.
Yeah, there you go, zip code. Or zip code and then status.
Well, if you can afford to live some places, based on his zip code, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm like, because if like Tom Brady, for example, it made me mad. And I was like, Tom Brady getting that loan. Puff Daddy getting a loan. They said they got like $5 million and one dude got $1 million. I said, why they getting loans? Well, they got a business is not. I'm like, you still.
Yeah, and like you're saying, with loan forgiveness. And it's like, and you've got the cojones to stand up and say it's wrong to give this individual who's making $70,000 a year a $10,000 break on his college loan.
It goes to show you how informed people are and how selfish they are for their own beliefs and feelings. I'm like, when you start considering forgiveness and stuff like this, you got to look at the overall picture. And some people said it wasn't enough. I think it's enough. Let me go back, retract. I hate going backwards. It's not enough. Because if you forgave this entertainer, this football player, whoever he was, these people that already have millions, if you give them loans, you forgive that $1 million, you should forgive those doctors. Those people went to school to be a doctor, you forgive their whole loan too then. Why not?
Yeah,
maybe it's not enough.
But no, we couldn't afford, we couldn't. But yeah, they definitely pass that along one way and or the other, or it's going to come out of a budget line somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have it. I agree with the numbers.
I agree with those people, that doctors and lawyers that say, well, how come I didn't get mine forgiven? You should have got it forgiven. They're wrong for that. They're wrong. If you went to school and you became a doctor, I think it's more than likely if you use funds from the government, because I'm pretty sure your family wasn't rich, because if you were rich, you probably wouldn't be using loans and stuff like that. You should have got forgiven. So they're wrong for doing y'all like that, doctors and lawyers and engineers and stuff like that. You have to use your own money.
Well, I mean, if you got these people making $500K and above a year, you're telling me you can't afford to pay your loan? Come on. Just
but
pay your damn loan.
Why is Puff Daddy getting $1 million loan because of COVID?
Well,
why is Tom Brady getting millions of dollars loan because of COVID?
Because
Okay,
whoever wrote that stupid ass shit screwed
why
it.
they get forgiven? Why they get forgiven for not paying it back then? Okay, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. All right, and I don't even think it should be a money thing on it. I'm like, if you make under a certain amount, you should not have to pay nothing back. Period. Loan forgiveness, like I said, it shouldn't be two households with a parent making $250. That's stupid. You should just say, hey, don't pay nothing back. You good. If you're gonna let him get $1 million and forgive it.
Well, now you've got people that's exactly the standpoint of a lot of Democrats, but they couldn't get everybody on board with that particular ideal. So they had to settle. And that's what you call it, the best settling. It's like, where do we settle?
They did that for those people because they know they couldn't get nothing out of them. They settled for that. But then all the rich guys that they put them in office as campaign, adding to their campaign, they say, forgive the $1 million. We're going to need his money down the line anyway.
They'll figure it out one way and or the other. Speaking of people making millions of dollars, I see the big techs are talking about laying people off. Your Microsofts, your Twitters, and all these. Check this out.
A growing number of U.S. companies say that they are planning to lay off workers. A lot of uncertainty over the future of jobs in this country. Some major companies already announcing cuts, including Ford cutting 3,000 jobs. Now a new survey finds more than half of all major companies in the U.S. are planning layoffs in the coming months, while 52% are preparing for hiring freezes. 44% plan to rescind job offers. Fox Business correspondent Jackie DeAngelis joins us now. Jackie, great to see you.
Good to see you.
This is scary to hear because the one thing, and the White House likes to tout this, that has been holding out in this economy has been the jobs market. We've been able to see there's millions of open jobs out there, and if somebody wants a job, they can certainly go find one. Is that changing?
It seems to be changing, and I've been saying this is the next shoe to drop, right? So last week I was talking about some of the layoffs that we've seen in tech, and let me just go over some of the big names with you, either slowing hiring or laying people off. Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Netflix, Peloton, Tesla, Twitter. The tone out there from CEOs is that there are headwinds coming. We're bracing for that. We're trying to anticipate it and be ready for it. Then you hear from the retailers like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Lowe's, Gap, TJ Maxx. They're all either warning or they're lowering their profit guidance. This has been a fun summer. Everyone's been out spending. I'm telling you, after Labor Day, people are going to have to come back and face some harsh realities. We're going to start to see that impacted in the market. Stock market just realized it yesterday.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You know what? I think the COVID thing, like the Peloton, they said. Peloton is usually basically at your home working out by yourself. You needed it. People like to work out, like to exercise. It made sense. And a lot of those companies made a lot of money post-COVID because people were out excited, spending.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. Think about how inflation is going up. Think about how the economy doesn't really have that feel anymore because post-COVID, and then everybody's now relaxing, and they tying it down because gas prices are high. The money there is not really to spend anymore. It was fun. It's kind of like if you're in punishment or you're locked up or something. You get out of jail, get out of prison. Everything is brand new. It's fun. You're trying to experience something. All of a sudden, it gets normal again, and then there you go. Because I can understand the Peloton part. All those organizations that use ways to make money without people getting out.
Online type
getting
things.
Out again. Huh?
Online.
Yeah, so now people are getting out again, and a lot of those jobs, even tech jobs, they outsourcing jobs to other countries anyway. So that's another thing they got to consider.
Well, you know what? Well, when they start saying, Walmart and Target and some of these other, and you look at, we already have a supply chain issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is this going to do to everything? Now where are all these damn job openings at? Where they're talking, I would love to dive into that when they're talking about how many 40 million jobs available out there on the market. Well, what the hell are they? What? Just McDonald's and Burger King? Where? What?
Yeah, they're not quality jobs.
What the hell are they talking about?
I've seen these places around here. Everybody's hiring, but it's not a quality job. They're not hiring for CEOs or anybody to be a CPO. They're not hiring for anybody to be a senior manager. They're not hiring for these big high end positions. They're hiring for this crap, these slavery jobs, this new slave labor jobs. When you working in a company that don't appreciate you, and then you got bad customers that come in and make you feel even smaller than what you are, or you don't have good working environments, all kinds of crap. You don't have good co-workers or good management. Those jobs are hiring. You know why? Because people don't want to work, because of that whole setup, because the infrastructure of the company is wrong. I'm like, yeah, I go to restaurants sometimes. They say that you can't even come in. You got to go to the drive-through because they run the whole restaurant with just 2 people.
Oh yeah, I mean, you go into like your dollar stores, Dollar Trees, and they just got shit all over the place, and they got like one person, you know, and
they trying to dig themselves out of this shit. Hold on, I'll be
you
up in a
know,
second. Wait.
right, and it might be, you know, the self checkout's open, but everything else is, you know, on hold because I'm busy stocking.
And I'm like, they keep saying all these jobs are available. They're not good jobs.
No,
man.
they suck. You're right. I think they suck.
You can see them. Yeah, they not high pay, and they saying, well, now, well, they pay $15 at Dairy Queen. I saw one Dairy Queen pay $15. Way back in the country place I was in. I'm like, it's pretty good. It's just fries and French fries, $15, but that's one rare one. But usually in the city, you ain't getting paid no $15 on Dairy Queen.
15 an hour. That's not bad money.
That's not bad for the country when it's only 1,000 people in your city, and it's a good starter job for somebody small, or even if it's a managerial job, you're older, you chilling out, just trying to get a decent job, and they paying you $52,000 a year, $6,000 a year,
60,000 a year. Bad. Yeah, come on.
But I'm like, in the city, you're not getting paid $15 as a kid or anything, and they have some older adults that would even take that $15 an hour because they're cool with that, because it's like, okay,
you can live a good life for 60,000 a year. I mean, yeah.
I'm like, and think about it, you just got to get some 215s is 30. You know, 215s is 30. That's pretty much it. I'm like, it is what it is, but these jobs are not great jobs. They're not gonna get you good water. I tell you that.
Well, you know, then the other part of it is in a lot of times, yeah, you're not going to have a lot of benefits attached to it.
Nope, not good benefits. And if you do got benefits, it's going to be a insurance company that has a high premium. Or if you don't go with the high premium, you got to go with the lower premium. Then you got to pay out of pocket so much money, this and that. And then at the end of the day, it depends on your zip code. And $15 an hour ain't gonna get you no good water. Those jacked up jobs gonna get you bad water, Tim. Get you bad water. You getting algae in your water. You getting dead fish. You ain't getting good water with these bad jobs they talk about. I'm saying, and the people that's getting laid off, higher execs. You know, when I was with this one company, I was high up there. I was so high in the company, I was eating dinner with the CEO and everything like that. And when this company bought us out, they started getting rid of everybody up high, and I was one of them.
They say,
so, but the layouts, you got to understand, in tech layouts, they pay those tech guys a lot of money. Tech men and women a lot of money. So they'll bring them back, but they're not good. The people, the real good jobs, they'll be all right. They can lay them off. I'm just worried about the smaller man and woman, the blue collar people, to the middle class, upper middle class. That's what I'm worried about.
That's what I worry about. The young kids just starting out once they're getting out of high school and trying to figure out, you know, at least sustaining some type of a lifestyle, right? And, you know, up to your middle income people that are at, $100,000 and below, is, you know, making sure that they have, or hopefully seeing that they have, a comfortable lifestyle. You know, not everybody's going to be making these exceedingly huge amounts of money. And when you look at what's medium home prices now, $350,000, $400,000 for a home.
Oh, it's crazy now.
So I mean, come on, people that are, of that income, lower middle income and below, come on, cut them a break.
Right?
That's the way I feel.
So I'm like, it's gonna happen. Layoffs happen. That's part of life.
Oh, I've been laid off before. Yeah, in the same situation. I was in a corporate environment, and when they was looking at waste management, so to speak, they got bought out. And they're just saying like, cut out everything that is not absolutely essential to keep the machine running. And
you bring your own people in.
Yep, you're a spare part. See ya, bye.
Yeah. It happens, man.
It happens. That's the way it goes. Such is frickin' life. Anyhow, hey man, let's move on because you reminded me, and let's check this out because this has to be one of Larry's favorite parts. I know I like this. The asshole of the week.
There we go. It's gonna make me feel better.
It'll make you
I've
feel
been under
so
the weather.
good. And this guy has made it before, but he'll make it again. Just listen to what he has to say.
What happened with Hunter Biden is that the FBI weighed in to make sure a story didn't break for the 2020 election. We now have whistleblowers at the FBI telling Senator Grassley that they were told to slow down and back off Hunter Biden. And I'll say this, if there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
I think we would have had riots in the streets.
That's well, he's calling for it again. That's our buddy
So this guy that's talking,
Lindsey.
he's an asshole of the week.
Lindsey Graham. Oh yeah. Now, why would you say that?
Because he just wants some
look
shit
at
started.
He's a leading person in the frickin' Senate. I mean, why would you sit there and say, and if Trump is found, guilty, there's gonna be hell to pay? Why would you say that?
He's an idiot. They finna start snitching.
And that's the same thing that happened the last time. You're going to get these people who are devotionalists. Right. We got to call them Trump devotionalists or whatever. They're going to grab a hold of that one and run.
Yeah, they don't. And fuel to the fire, man.
So there you go. So, yeah, congratulations on that speech. I mean, that was really freaking smart. Yeah. In any regard, hey, let's get to the other favorite part. Let me cut back over to you, my friend. And Larry E's fitness tip of the week.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Larry Estelle, a.k.a. LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. You can check me out on Facebook at LRE Fitness Solutions, or you can check me out under Estelle Junior Larry on Facebook. Also on IG, LRE Fitness Solutions and Estelle Junior Larry. When I do fitness tips, I try to stay away from just saying lifting weights because anybody can lift weights. You get a good weight routine, 3-4 reps. 12 to 10 reps. If you work with power, you do like 5 reps, sets and all that stuff. That's easy to figure out as you work out. But the main thing about fitness is you got to make sure mentally you stay in tune. You got to do the right things to take care of your mind because your mind moves your body. Make sure when you start a fitness program, you have a set goal. Have a set goal and make sure you stick with your goal. And then with your goal being set, make sure you do some cardio with your goal. Even if you're trying to just gain weight or gain muscle or gain strength, cardio is always great because it helps your blood flow. It's good for your cardiovascular system. So always add in cardio no matter what you do before the workout or after the workout, and make sure mentally you have yourself set. And mentally, there's a lot of tactics you can use. One of them is to make sure that you get enough rest and you pick a good time that you're going to work out consistently. So stay mentally attached and make sure you set your goal right because the mind moves the body. You got to make sure your mind and your body are together and then make sure you add cardio. So I gave you a 2-for-1. Do some cardio, get your mind right, and make sure you have a good program. That's pretty much it from Larry Estelle. Like I said, I'm under the weather. I'm not feeling my best today, but check me out on Facebook and Instagram.
There you go, man. Appreciate it. Hey, as always, I try to give you a little bit of something to think about, a little bit of food for thought. And my thought for this week, you can't do everything. but you can do something. And you can't change the whole world, but you sure as hell can make a difference. So get out there and make a difference. And you can follow me, Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Simply Google. Easiest way to get a hold of everything that I'm involved in is go on to YouTube and drop in the search engine, The Queen Sylvie Show, and you will get the content of all 3 shows that I'm involved in, as well as some of the other projects that I happen to be working on. So while you're there, please subscribe. Really would appreciate it. And Larry? Got anything else, or are we out of here?
Hey, people stay healthy, man, because the weather's changing. It got me here in Texas, hot then cold, you know, it gets you. So just make sure you drink a lot of water, get you a good workout program, 3 days out the week minimum, do some cardio, and just make sure your mind is right. Because if your mind is not right, you're going to have a terrible workout.
There you go. And you're going to have a terrible day if you don't have your mind right. That's true in everything we pursue. Until I guess next week. Hey, Larry and I are so out of here. Peace, man.